This one decision changed everything. I had always lived a quite ordinary life. Every day I followed the same routine, waking up early, rushing to work, answering endless emails, and coming home too tired to do anything but scroll aimlessly through my phone. It wasn't a bad life, but deep inside, I knew it wasn't the life I had once dreamed of either. When I was younger, I used to dream about painting vivid landscapes, traveling to beautiful places, living a life filled with passion and creativity. But somewhere between growing up, meeting expectations, and paying bills, those dreams faded away. I tucked them into a corner of my mind, so far away that I almost forgot they were ever mine. Then one rainy evening, something changed. I was sitting by the window, the soft sound of raindrops filling the silence around me. I picked up my old journal, the one I hadn't touched in years, and without thinking, I wrote a simple question on the first blank page. What if I just tried? At first, I laughed at myself. It seemed silly, after all this, to even think about chasing those old dreams. But somehow that night the thought stayed with me, and for the first time in a long while, I made a decision, a small one, but powerful. I would start today, even if it wasn't perfect. The next weekend, I signed up for an art class. I dug out my dusty old brushes and paints. The first few paintings were clumsy and awkward, and honestly, I felt a little embarrassed, but I kept going. And with every brush stroke, I felt a little more alive, like I was slowly remembering who was I. Weeks turned into months. I started sharing my paintings online, nervously at first, but then with more courage. I traveled to nearby towns, sketching the landscapes I had once only dreamed of. Slowly, color turned to my life, not just on my canvas, but in my heart. Life didn't become perfect overnight. There were still hard days, doubts, and setbacks. But there was also joy, real joy, and a sense of purpose I hadn't felt in years. And it all started with one small decision, the decision to believe in myself enough to begin. Today, I'm not just existing anymore, I'm living, truly living. And I learned that one small decision is enough to change everything.